I frequently visit flea markets, hoping to score a good deal. This week I found a charging dock for PS4 controllers. Fingers crossed that works. I also picked up an iPhone 6s Plus with a cracked screen. It didn't cost much, but I'm curious to see if it still works. Then there's another iPhone, a 6 Plus without a cracked screen, though it doesn't look original. The screen has probably been replaced. I also found a working Nokia Lumia 800, and soon we'll see what it can do. Lastly, I managed to score an incredibly cheap SSD for a 2016-2017 MacBook Pro. Let's see if these finds were worth it. This seller didn't ask much for this charging dock. Most likely he didn't even know what he was selling. He let it go for an incredible $2.20, with a wall adapter included, which I'd say it's a great deal. Now let's hope it's charged my PS4 controller. The dock looks good aesthetically, with no visible cracks or scratches, so I have a good feeling about this purchase. We'll plug the power adapter into the outlet and hope we don't blow up on camera. It seems to be working, with the orange charging light showing on the controller. I'll try placing the controller on the other slot, though I don't have two controllers on hand to test both slots in the same time. It appears to be doing its job just fine. From what I found online, a dock like this is usually costs around $57, although there's no much information available on this PS4 starter kit by Dakota. It will most likely sit atop my old PS4, the fat version. Let's get back to these two iPhones. I paid around $5.50 each, so just under $11 for both. And I don't lie, but I think I'm already starting to regret this purchase. Now I really want to clean up these two dirty devices using this electronics cleaning solution. I don't have high hopes that they'll be fully functional or unlocked. Chances are they are iCloud locked or have passcodes on them, but you never know what kind of luck you will find at the flea market. In the past, I've actually managed to score iPhones without iCloud account, which is a pretty rare. These two iPhones looks terrible, but I'm done with the cleaning process, so we can move on. They've been dead since I bought them, so we'll have to leave them charging for a few hours. 3 hours have passed, so I think they are charged enough. First off, I noticed that the iPhone 6s is the fastest to boot on, and it does not surprise me at all. And it's already unlocked without a passcode, which is a pleasant surprise. Let's jump into the settings to check which iOS version is running and how many gigabytes of storage he got. Unfortunately, it's the 16GB version, and it's on iOS 13.7, which raised me a few questions. The speaker sounds great and loud, so thumbs up for that. The battery health is 79%, which is a decent for an almost 10 years old phone, but the disappointment comes when we get to the camera. It just won't work, even after a restart, at all. Both cameras, the front camera and the back camera, doesn't work. Generally, this iOS it's bypassable. You have many options available online that can bypass even the iOS 13.7. Well, in this case, I don't think this phone is unlocked. It most likely has a bypassed iOS version. The first step we need to take is to check if the Find My iPhone feature is enabled. If this feature is on, it's definitely iCloud locked. So, as you can see, even though the iPhone allows me to add my iCloud account, suggesting it's fully unlocked with no other accounts on it, the email shows up in the database with Find My iPhone still enabled. What I'm gonna do right now is to update the iPhone to the latest version, 15.8.3. Speaking about the iPhone 6 Plus, a similar story. It's iCloud locked, but this time we have the passcode, and the home button doesn't work. I tried to find some tutorials about how to skip this screen, but I failed. Nope. I think I can't bypass this, even if he got actually a iOS 12 or something like this, so probably I'm gonna reset it and that's it. It's just another piece of junk made by Apple because of this iCloud bullshit. So I prepared the iPhone for a reset using the MacBook, but the issue is that the home button doesn't work at all. In this case, I can't do anything with this iPhone. I think I'm going to pack it up and probably sell it very cheap on the second-hand market. For $2, I think that's a deal. Probably, again, I'm gonna sell it for some profit. It's for a MacBook Pro 2016-2017, 256GB. Maybe if I'm gonna have a MacBook Pro compatible around, for sure, we're gonna make an upgrade. And finally, we have the Nokia Lumia 800 in hand and ready for testing. This is actually the first time I've owned a Nokia Lumia. Even back in the day, around 2009-2010, I wasn't really impressed by them. And honestly, I'm even less impressed now. The operating system looks awful to me, like I don't like at all. Square logos appears on the screen, and whose idea was it at Microsoft to design the user interface like this? It's awful. So we have an Xbox app, which is, I think, a game center, but the first thing we have to do is to turn on the Wi-Fi. So we are back in this Xbox game center, but we have no games on it. And for sure, we cannot download anymore any kind of game because the website is shut down. So yeah, the only thing we can do is to play with the camera. And here's the funny part. So you think you start to record, but you actually have to press one more time on the screen. So you have to tap one more time to start to record actually, which is kind of weird. Like, as you can see right now, I thought like, okay, now I shoot the video. But the thing is, the video didn't start until I tap on the screen, which is what the actually, it's crazy. Speaking about the quality, it's decent. For 2010, I have no expectations at all. So it's okay. If you expect to zoom in, zoom out on the camera, but for sure you cannot do this, even if you have all the buttons there. And if you try to talk about the shutter button, that's another reason why I hate this phone. If I try to slightly press the button to focus, it doesn't work. If I try to press a little bit harder to take the picture, the phone will take the picture wherever he wants. So at this point, if the phone decides to show you some pictures, I'm just gonna put on the screen all the pictures he takes. So it's up on you, Lumia. This isn't really a version of Microsoft Office. Not even Office Mini would be accurate. It's more like they just wanted to say that Microsoft Office is on the phone, but you can't even do anything more basic than the basic. I barely managed to type out a title. So for me, this version of Microsoft Office, it's a joke. Okay, but maybe we can go on YouTube and watch some videos, right? We have Internet Explorer, so what can go wrong? It's simple, it doesn't work at all. So if you try to open the YouTube through this Internet Explorer browser on this Nokia Lumia, it doesn't work. So your browser is outdated. We cannot do anything with this phone. It's just a piece of rock. I think I've been a bit of a hater about this phone so far, but honestly there isn't much positive to say. Now I tried my best to write a message for you guys. The Gallery app, the place where we can find all the pictures we got a few minutes ago. We can zoom, which is pretty okay, but it's a little bit blurry on that picture. So we have some default pictures with some random things, some fruits. Nice color though, so the display is actually decent. I'm not gonna lie, it's HD, it's alright, it's crisp, and I think that's the only good thing about this phone, the display. Let's open the settings panel, which looks awful, even worse than some Symbian phones, and we'll check out some ringtones. This sound alert sounds like Windows 95, which is crazy. Now we can change the theme, like I'm gonna choose a white color and the main color are gonna be red, just to see how it looks. I'm not a fan of red and white. And here we have the About tab, which we can see more information about this device. Is a 16GB model, which is great. For 2010, 16GB, I think it's enough. A weird bug is when you open the pictures and camera settings and the screen goes black on a black theme. But the thing is, when I try to open the rest of the settings tabs, the screen remains white, which is weird. This combination, white and red, it's decent, I guess. Okay, now let's test the Nokia Drive. At the very least, we should be able to use it as a car navigation device. Maybe the GPS still works. If not, there's really nothing I can use it for. It's not even good enough as a photo frame. After a few moments, the app finally opened, but unfortunately it's not displaying anything. Maybe there's no map data for my current location, though I doubt it. So in conclusion, this phone is pretty much useless in 2024. We are waiting for the update. Okay, so at this point we have the latest version that iPhone 6s supports, so 15.8.3, and now I'm curious to see if it's still iCloud locked. With the latest version supported, we still got the Find My On, which is clearly this phone is iCloud locked and bypassed. So all I have to do right now is to reset the phone completely and see if it's really iCloud locked. Okay, so the phone is wiped completely, it's brand new. I'm just gonna do some initial settings and after we're gonna find out. And as I suspected, the phone is locked and there's nothing we can do with it. Be careful when buying second-hand phones, especially iPhones. You could end up in the same situation. Always check the email beforehand. This phone actually had like a 4-digit passcode and I actually didn't manage to guess, so yeah. But guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoy it. Leave a comment down below what do you think about this haul. It worth it? It didn't worth the purchases? And make sure you press the subscribe button because I'm gonna post more often. So make sure you press the like button and also the subscribe button. And for sure, see you guys in the next video.